this notion of cancel culture, you've been living it. You've been on the receiving end of it for years and years and years. That's real. And Democrats need to own up to that. They've got to mature about this.
And look, Aaron, those aren't the only times that we found that he used it. He also used it a lot on social media. Look at a few of these right here. You see there, that is a lot of use of Latinx by him for somebody who said that nobody in his office has ever used that.
So Gavin Newsom finally said something real, and the world stopped spinning for a second. You probably had to replay that clip just to make sure it wasn't AI, because when does California's smooth-talking governor ever drop the truth? Exactly. But sitting across from Bill Maher, he did the unthinkable. He admitted Democrats have a problem. He admitted cancel culture is real. And then, with a straight face, he agreed they're driving themselves into a political ditch. Even Maher looked stunned, like he'd just seen a ghost wearing a perfect haircut. Gavin Newsom, Mr. Spin himself, said the words, "I agree." But let's not pretend this is some great awakening. This is Gavin Newsom we're talking about. The man doesn't slip up. He tests the wind. Every word is strategy, every truth rehearsed. So yeah, he might have dropped a bomb, but don't get it twisted. This wasn't honesty, it was politics, dressed up as courage.
John Fetterman was in the news today. He said, he's talking about the Democratic Party, he said, if we don't get our shit together, we're going to be a permanent minority.
I agree.
And I see you're doing something about it. I applaud it. I think it's great. You've got this podcast. You're talking to people. You know, it's amazing to me that even that is controversial to some people. They call it platforming. If you talk to someone you don't agree with.
Yeah.
I feel like this country is divided into owners and healers. People who think you can own the other side.
So when Newsom starts nodding along, talking about accountability, you already know something's up. What's the play here? Because nothing this guy does is by accident. He's not finding honesty, he's finding an angle. Newsom knows California's falling apart. Crime, homelessness, businesses gone, families broke. The golden boy image cracked. So now he's trying a rebrand from slick politician to America's therapist. The guy who's gonna heal the country with, get this, a podcast. Yeah, a podcast. Because nothing screams leadership like a man responsible for California's collapse offering life advice behind a microphone. Let's be real, this isn't about healing anyone. It's about polishing the resume. Newsom's not running a podcast, he's running a 2028 campaign rehearsal.
Gavin Newsom owned DeSantis.
Yeah.
DeSantis destroyed Gavin Newsom. Or people who want to talk and heal. And I feel like the next president's going to be, at least if it comes from this party, the Democratic Party, someone who wants to talk and heal. And I feel like we're doing that.
So about that podcast, Gavin keeps dropping it like it's no big deal, but it's all part of the plan. That's his reset button, his rebrand, his look I can talk to everyone act. He's boasting about hosting guys like Steve Bannon and Charlie Kirk, trying to look bold when it's really just calculated PR. But then came the slip up. The mask dropped. Gavin actually called the Democratic brand toxic. His word, not mine. The man finally told the truth by accident.
It's really been interesting, the reaction to the podcast. I mean, we had some controversial figures on, I'll acknowledge that, and Steve Bannon, Charlie Kirk, and some others. But you're right. I mean, this idea that we can't even have a conversation with the other side.
You have to. They won.
Thank you. That's it, bottom line. And by the way, or the notion we just have to continue to talk to ourselves or we're in the same damn echo chamber. These guys are crushing us. The Democratic brand is toxic right now.
Can you believe this guy? The same man who helped wreck the brand is now pretending to be its savior. It's like watching the guy who started the fire show up with a garden hose, acting shocked that everything's burning. And the lies don't stop there. Remember when he swore that no one in his circle ever said Latinx? He looked dead serious saying it too, but the internet never forgets. There are clips, quotes, and speeches, all with Gavin proudly dropping the word himself. So when he suddenly acts confused, pretending he has no idea where it came from, that's just the classic Newsom playbook. Deny, spin, and rewrite history before anyone can call him out.
Latinx. Just 2 weeks ago, here's what he said about it.
By the way, not one person ever in my office has ever used the word Latinx.
So can we finally put that to bed?
Yeah,
we agree?
but where did that even
No more Latinx,
like,
everybody.
Well, I just didn't even know where it came from. I'm like, what are people talking about?
But there was a person who used Latinx. It was actually a really important person. It was him, right?
Yeah, that's right. And look, these aren't minor shifts. These are progressive issues that Gavin Newsom used to champion until fairly recently. And now he's not just walking away from them. he's sort of acting like they were never legitimate with that clip talking about Latinx.
That's what made this little truth bomb from Newsom so jaw-dropping. The guy who thrives on dodging reality suddenly admitted Democrats are losing, that cancel culture exists, and that his own party's brand is toxic. For a second, it felt like spotting a mythical creature wandering the streets of San Francisco. Rare, shocking, and probably gone the moment you blink. But let's not get carried away. One flash of honesty doesn't erase years of disaster management with a smile. California under Newsom is a cautionary tale. Skyrocketing crime, homelessness out of control, businesses fleeing, and families crushed under insane living costs. That's the real record, and one moment of truth doesn't fix it. And if he wants to lecture on accountability, maybe he should start with himself. Admit the mess he's created before giving a civics lesson to the nation. Every word about accountability right now is just another line in his endless presidential audition. And the podcast, that's not about bridging divides, it's optics. But even while trying to look like a healer, he can't resist throwing shade. A subtle jab at Kamala Harris, a comment about Democrats talking in circles. Classic Newsom signaling cracks within the party. The Democrats are already fractured, and moments like this just widen the gap. Bill Maher deserves credit here. Usually Newsom's scripted to perfection, but Maher cornered him, pressed him, forced a confession. If the rest of the party's elite faced that kind of grilling, the masks would slip everywhere. And once they do, voters see the truth underneath. And for Newsom, it's not about healing, it's about hypocrisy, carefully polished for the cameras. And then he said it straight. I don't think he could win. Too progressive. Coming from this state, no way in a red or southern state. Ouch. That's Newsom being honest. Or at least what looks like honesty. But let's be real, one rare confession doesn't fix California. The state is still a mess. Families fleeing, businesses gone, crime up, costs through the roof. That shiny podcast? Marketing, his progressive brand, more warning sign than future. If Democrats are pinning hopes on Newsom as the next big star, buckle up. This isn't leadership, it's a symptom. The cracks are showing, and even Gavin admitting the truth doesn't erase years of failure. So what do you think? Genuine honesty or just another 2028 audition? Drop your thoughts. And if this breakdown hit the mark, hit like, share, and subscribe, because this conversation is far from over.